Hey everybody, it's your girl. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, that kind of stuff. God gave me this, so this is gonna be super short. I just didn't want to lose it. Like lose the moments in time for when He gave me this information. So God took me back in time, like He said. Basically, if you study history, then you'll be able to predict more properly what's going on. Like he said, basically, if I studied the way they did things in history, that I would get closer to being able to predict that day, on that day. So one of the things he showed me is he took me back in time. Okay, so let's give y'all some dates. This is a little bit of date conversation. As I said in my last video about the dream related to the 26th, basically God himself gave me a dream that, I begged him in the dream to give me a number that I could I literally said in the dream, I'll calculate it. I'll run after it. I promise. And when he did that, that's been like, that was 3 years ago, 2020, Halloween 2020. So when he did that, that has been an underlining mystery amongst the concept of, let wisdom calculate the dates. What is the 26? We've learned a lot about the 26, Isaiah 26. We learned about Moses's birthday and no, wait, or was it Noah's? I think it was Noah's being on the 26th. I believe Noah's was February. Wait. Well, go back to the videos and look. I don't have my notebook on that one right here, right now. But I know one of them, I thought it was Noah's birthday is on February 26th. But, so the 26th was just coming up everywhere. But one of the themes that Faithful and I noticed when it came to really paying attention to God, every single time one of the prophecies came true, it was the first thing he said. Not after we grew and thought and you get what I'm saying and tried to figure it out. No, no, no. It was always, ask Faithful. She'll tell it. Please, Faithful, when you watch this video. Hey, Linda. When you watch this video, please put it down in the comments that every single time God told us something the first time, that's what it was. You get what I'm saying? So I'm going to read that in 1 second. Let me get this out so I can stay organized in my thoughts. But so recently, I learned about an eclipse, an annular fire eclipse that is happening on October 14th. And as you guys know from our previous videos, we proved that they really changed the date on 10/4 or to 10/4, right? So when I found out there's this other eclipse coming that nobody's talking about, I started wondering, you know, what's up with that? You know what I mean? And then the fact that it had my beloved number 14 in it, I've definitely been paying attention to it. Okay. So I think that's enough to get you caught up if you just came in. So I found out about a fire eclipse on 10/14. It stood out to me to mean something because of the fact it has our beloved 14 in it. And we know they changed the dates to where, just off of knowing how many days they changed it by, 10/14 is actually 10/4. Okay, they basically 11 days. It was like 11 of everything. 11 days, 11 months, 11 years. They took some time from us back in, I believe it was 1583. So anyways, long story short, I know the date of this annular eclipse is really 10/4, and if you've been with me long enough, you know it's really 10/4. So I was sitting here today and Okay, I'm just going to use their words, okay? We know a pogrom is coming. We know what a pogrom is. We know that all the people that were in on what's going on are the ones that changed the date. And it just so happened that an annular, which is a fire eclipse, is happening on 10/14. So at that point, God told me to go back and, like, if this is a spiritual, because remember, that's what we have gotten to the point of recognizing, right? That they're following a spiritual playbook. So if this is spiritual, not aliens, this is about Hebrews, right? Let's go back and look for the date that the Hebrews were ousted from Spain, right? Because that would have been, they were ousted from the Abraham. That's what Iberia is, the Abraham Peninsula. They would have been ousted from their land, right? So I said, let's go back and look at that date. And then God said, now check out when the eclipses are happening around March 31st, 1491, 1492, 1493. Because remember, you can't just find the date like that anymore. The one thing God promised when you're looking for dates is that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, that those dates won't change. You get what I'm saying? Like Monday will always be Monday, Tuesday will always be Tuesday. You get what I'm saying? So they could change whatever they wanted, but the names of the actual days do not change, right? So I go through and I'm looking at eclipses, and I find out that there is the day of the Jews being ousted, right? Now, mind you, the year is wrong. Y'all got to stay with me. Remember, they changed the year. Remember, they did algebra. Go back to my old videos. Remember, I said that's the reason why algebra is so important, because you can literally sew above, sew opposite, below. You could take from this side and bring it over to that side. You could blow up left. You know, algebra is important because you could blow up numbers. Please excuse me. Blow up numbers like almost like Demetrio. You get what I'm saying? Like I don't know how to explain, more like computers though. When it comes to algebra, you can blow up numbers, and that's what it looks like they did, right? And I showed you that, guys, that a long time ago when we were studying the wheel of light, you know, the Enoch's wheel, that it looks like they stole some time from us, and God said that's the reason why the days would be shortened, right? Now he's giving, that's what he said back then, but he's giving me more clarity on this now, right? Let me just calm down, because the reason why I got to calm down is because the things I found were so through serendipity again, to where it's like, why that number? Like, it could have been any number. Why did it have to land on exactly 40? Why did it have to land on exactly the first thing God ever told us, which was 26 days from Halloween, back on in 2020 was Thanksgiving. That's what he told us basically last time. So now to go and look all of this up and then land with Thanksgiving this year, having, like, okay, so what I noticed, right, is right after eclipse, right? So if you go back and look into all of the eclipses, right, annular eclipses, total eclipses, go back and look at the eclipses, right? And then just type in the word massacre for that year, whatever that year. So you look in the eclipse, like first you got a year you're looking at, right, for an eclipse. You look at that eclipse, right? But then ask Google, what is the, like, when, what, you know, it was there massacre that year? You know what I mean? Just that kind of ask. And you will see that they're all occult numbers of differences away, right? So like the Oklahoma massacre of 1921 happened exactly 53 days after the eclipse. right? So we already know when, well, y'all probably don't know. The number 13 is the number of the adversary, and the number 5 could go either way. So the number 5 is also the number 1, right? To have 5 is to have 10. So it's hard to explain, but you got to go like learn gematria to try to understand it. But all of them had like a certain number to where I was like, whoa. One of them was 7. Oh, the number was like 7 weeks within a 7-week period, by the way. So just so you know, that matches the book of Daniel. Okay. The book of Daniel, he said there will be 7 weeks and 62 weeks, and then the temple will be rebuilt. Well, back in time when me and Faithful and I were studying, hey everybody, I'm gonna come to it. I just gotta keep all this clear in my head. Back in time when me and Miss Faithful and Jamila were studying. Hold on, I lost my train of thought. What were we studying? Hold on one second. 62 weeks. Okay. We were, if God is the word, right, then grammar matters when studying. They denote certain things, like, so a comma, certain words would denote certain things. And means, me and you were there. So you can't say I wasn't there because of the word and. You get what I'm saying? So we really were, tearing apart or not tearing apart, but you get what I'm saying, really diving deep to obey the grammar, the semicolons, the colons, and all that kind of stuff. Well, what we saw was that it looked like 7 weeks and then 62 weeks. So something happened in the middle, right? But then the text goes on to say, in 62 weeks, the temple will be rebuilt with wall. So that let me know the thing that happened in the middle, let us know the thing that happened in the middle was some type of destruction of the temple, right? So I applied that to this, just looking at it again, because, and all different parts of history related to the real Hebrews, real talk, the ones whose identity shall not be named, right? But if you go far back in time, like November 1st, wait, no, excuse me, November 19th, 1478 is what they say, but it might be another date. Remember, I told you all those dates are jumbled up because that's when they made the switch, around that era. So, no, please excuse, 1478. Right when they decided to do the Spanish Inquisition, remember, the Hebrews are untouchable. So for the king of Ethiopia to get killed that day would be the day something was removed to get the king of Ethiopia. You get what I'm saying? So that kind of stuff. And I was calculating them to the eclipses. And it was always within a 7-week period. So what it looks like this time around, I went, okay, well, let's look at that again. What happens within that 7 weeks, or I went backwards, please excuse me. I went backwards from November 23rd. Look at that, 11/11/23/23. I went backwards in time from November 23rd, 2023 to, wait, hold on, wait. I wish I would have wrote it down. 5 weeks, 5 days. I went 5 weeks, 5 days, right? Why did I go 5 weeks, 5 days? Because 11/23/23 is really 7/7. That, if you know gematria, like I did it both ways, but when I saw it from the way the gematria works out, that's 7/7. And then 10/14 is 7/7/7. So it was, everything came up sevens. And then when I counted the time between it, it was exactly 40 days. Now, mind you, I didn't start off with looking for the days. I started off looking for the eclipses. I started off finding out about massacres that happened in the past. You get what I'm saying? So for me to calculate these dates tells me not that something's going to happen. That's not what I'm saying. It tells me that their ritual is moving moving on along as scheduled, that it has been successful in the past and in the future. Let's go for why I think this the 10-4 one and not the 4-8 one. Which, by the way, the 4-8 one happened on it happened like during one of the massacres, to where I was like, oh, that's they got the 4-8 one, and then right after another massacre happened. So anyways, let me stay together, y'all, because this I don't know if anyone else, I have been fighting tooth and nail just to stay conscious, let alone with energy. Like, I have no desire to do it. Like, it's bad. I don't even want to tell y'all about it because I don't want to put that over y'all heads. But I know a lot of people been feeling the same way. It's like atmospheric pressure, to where it's like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just been a really, really rough time. Um, but I'm gonna tell you this: stay sober in the last days, right? Because it feels almost like as if emotion is being snatched. Emotion itself, that's crazy. So, long story short, I'm here pure duty, pure duty. Like, I'm not here. Like, I can't even explain how I feel. So bear with me, guys. Long story short, the year of 2020, when God gave me this revelation, it was exactly 26 days later, and that 26 days later was Thanksgiving. And I'm letting you know, by looking at it, like, just looking at the geometricness of what they're doing and what the skies are doing. You get what I'm saying? So putting those two together, it looks like Black Friday was called Black Friday for a reason, and not the reason you think. You know, oh, that's another thing. When you subtract, listen to this, subtract 1,260 days from this Thanksgiving. Why does it land on my birthday? What's up with that? And the day that earthquake happened. So you see where my obsession with trying to figure out what's going on with this Thanksgiving. That's how Jamila and I met, was that I told her back then something going on with Thanksgiving. And she saw it too back then. And that's how, like, she kind of cleaved to become one of my friends. Um, All right, I'm gonna come to the comments, but I just wanted you guys to know that it looks like I found the 40 days. Oh, the 75. That's it. 75, 75, 75. Okay. Y'all remember Cash Bail? The discrepancy thing they did with that? Well, I went and looked, like, because it's the stupidest bill that they ever passed, or the stupidest thing they ever passed. So I wanted to see who was the dummies voting for people to get out of jail sooner. So I looked at all of the, uh, like, the votes. What percentage of votes did it win by this past election year, right? This past one. How many, who voted for that? Do you know, in all the states where it passed, and it passed in all of them, it was by 75% in all of them. And you remember, now I'm just going to say this because he's funny to me, right? And I know my luck, I'm usually attracted to I'm usually attracted to bad ones, okay? But he's funny to me, so I'm like, he's just bad, bad. Bush. Daddy Bush. I mean, no, son Bush. Okay, y'all, he got swagger about him. I don't like him or nothing, but there's something, that bad boy in him where you could go, that mother, he's like that, okay? So don't think that. Um, but his dumb butt, right? He stood up in front of everybody and yelled out the mantra 75. Y'all remember that, when he made a mistake after saying some horrific, murderous things, but it was a mistake. It was a Freudian slip. So he followed it up by like a Freudian slip about evil. I want y'all to really look at the psychology behind this, like just in conversation. If you make a Freudian slip about evil and then do a mantra, like a double down mantra after it, was the double down mantra after it about evil? Yes, regardless of what kind or anything. It has to go back to your original mistake if if that's what the case is. So you get what I'm saying. So he says he makes this horrible statement mistake, right? He Freudian slip and says some stuff he did that, as if somebody else did it. And then he turns around and goes, oops, 75, right? So that literally would say why you're like, everybody know you stupid. That's why you could do that. You get what I'm saying? So at that point, once I started looking at these different eclipses and things, you can see, how do I explain it? Like when you go to Night Sky or Sky Tonight, that app I tell you guys about, you can kind of see that everything is on an elliptical that particular day. It's like two here, two here, two here, and two here. You know what I mean? As it relates to the planets. You get what I'm saying? It's like you could see the game board really good that day. So I'm like, God, like, what about the other eclipse, the one that they've been telling us about? And in my spirit, I don't have, we all got to look for confirmation regarding this. I don't have confirmation. But in my spirit, I felt him say, I've been telling you for 3 years now to tell the people that it's like if a rapture exists, right? I've never put my foot down. I'm not exactly sure, but I think it does, but I'm not sure. But I don't know. You get what I'm saying? I've always said if there was one, it would be a 3/4, right? I was just thinking about a little bit more than halfway through, 3/4 towards the end would be the rapture if there was one. So right then God was like, basically I've been telling you to tell the people that you literally studied and saw that's what it would be, according to the way Revelations is set up. That's what it would be. According to the way Matthew 24 is set up. That's because, like, remember, all that stuff happened. Then the end shall come. You know what I mean? Then there was stuff that denoted the fact that it was in for another amount of time. So at that point, it gave me enough to say, I get what he mean about no flesh would have survived if it would have went towards the end. Like if it would have went 4-8, I kind of get what he mean, because this isn't just a just given my current world, this isn't just a battlefield for land, it's a battlefield for souls. You get what I'm saying? So, and this place that we're all in of limbo is literally taking us out left and right. Like just when it comes to holding the statues, myself included, But I've been talking with him about that, and he was explaining that's what he meant by if he didn't shorten the days, if the days had not been shortened, if they hadn't shortened the days with what they did with their algebraic flip-flop, no flesh would have survived, because these times are influentially evil. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It's kind of like that movie Tyrone. Nobody's going to force you to be evil. They're going to influence. And that's worse than forced evil. You get what I'm saying? It is influentially evil to the point where you can't teach your children. It's extremely hard to teach your children correct without a whole parent coming against you. Or it's so hard to teach your daughters virtues, without a whole society coming against you for ever even trying to give your child morals or values or anything, you know? Like to teach them to live a long life and make permanent decisions, you know, at the end of life, you know, do end of life permanent decisions, not, you know, still got a lot more life to go, because life is a journey, you know. So we're living in a generation that will persecute you personally, individually, you know, solely, all that, like, that will persecute you for trying to do right by God. Like, and even when you do try to do right by God, let's say you mess up and then try to do right by God, then they nullify you. You know what I mean? So I get what God means. It's like we're all waiting on this big, and I feel this just personally, just from the sadness, but we're all waiting on this big pole shift catastrophe, but not knowing we're on the battleground of the battlefield of catastrophe right now. The big pole shift is just the end. That's the stamp where it's over. It's done. You know, but what they're doing is happening right now. And you guys got to know, in history, before these big changes of power, has always been a program, POGROM. So get ready. All right, let's take a look at what y'all saying to me. I got to go back a little bit. Hold on. Oh, y'all, what's going on? Hey, sister, sorry I didn't reach out. That's okay, no worries. I was thinking of going live and just showing what I have thus far, even before finishing my poster. But that's okay. Praise God. I mean, at this point, you know, I know God is telling us that, you know, there's like a 40-day clock. Oh, that was it. I went back the exact number of days that one of the massacres happened from this Thanksgiving, and it was 8/26. Now, when I looked at the 8/26, it was literally, it didn't ring forth. You know, maybe the 26 made me go, ooh, 26, cool. But then the fact that I looked at it again and it was 8, 8. 6 plus 2 is 8. So we got 8, 8, 7. And, you know, I don't know, but those 8s usually mark the start of something anew. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So just watch for that one. So, you know, August. So let me give y'all my dates of concern right now. August 26th, 10/4, definitely 10/14. And the big whopper would be 11/23 into 11/24. You know, it's the big whopper, you know. So it's a lot going on. All right, what else did we say? This past July 26th was the 9th of this past. You know, I just came up on something else on this past 26. I'm not exactly sure, but it was in the celestial realm. Like, I don't know. If something else came up about it, but yeah. You know, I don't trust, just so you know, I don't trust the Hebrew calendar anymore. I don't trust anything on the internet. But don't get me wrong, these were real dates. God said the 10th of this month will be the beginning of your months, you know. But those are the numbers I do trust. Like you said, 9th, yep, I trust 9th. Off, not so much. You know what I mean? They've done something with those dates to where I don't even know anymore. You know, I followed those back when I was going hard for the date. I followed the regular date, the other date, you know, the Julian, the Gregorian, and the Hebrew calendar, you know, all staying around. It was all hovering around the same location. But at the same point, at the end of it, I felt like I was led astray. And that's what made me start looking at the things they can't hide, such as what, the massacre, or the date they signed a treaty, or the day a president died, those things they can't hide, yeah. So I'm not exactly sure though. I hope, I ain't gonna even lie to you. I said I hope, because they said, April 8th, 2024 will be even more significant. I said I hope, because the truth looks like we don't gotta get there. That's the truth. I hope we get there. I really do hope we get to the 4th. I mean, April 8th, which is, look at all those fours, right? That's 4 4 4 4 4 4. I really do hope we get there, but I'm not feeling good about it. I'm not feeling good about it. And the time between there, remember what he said, 70 weeks have been decreed for my people Israel. So from the time, now mind you, you can't trust a week. Remember, the name of a day you can't trust, but the number itself you can, put it into a few different places. Did you know this? This is something they don't teach us. Every 177 days is an eclipse. They don't teach us that. Every 107 is a partial annual, some type of eclipse happens every 177 days. So I know this, from 1014 to 4/8 is 177 days. I know that. But, I pray we make it there. How did they do that? How did they do what? I'm not exactly sure. Let me know what that was. I was talking through it. I apologize. Fallen Angel Tech. We are using right now, y'all, Black Scrying Mirror of Witchcraft. That's the thing about it. That's exactly what they're using. That's why we know that this is on that demonic level and not the alien level. You know what I mean? Because you can't, like, if there was a black scrying table, when you look at the night sky, or Sky Tonight app, and you plug in those dates, I could see how that would be a black mirror, because it looked like if somebody, like, on, what's that game, Independence Day, no, Men in Black, where they throw the marbles, you know what I mean, on the black top of something that was universes or something. That's what it looked like, so here's the thing that I'm walking away from this with. God got us worked out in the plan. The fact that, I don't know if I'll say this, if you're 144,000, like if you're a part of that bloodline, start noticing. You're seeing it everywhere when you're safe. I've been seeing it everywhere. When it comes to safety too, like I'm not sure if that's gonna work out, or I don't know how much that's gonna be, or I don't know if I can do that. That number has been jumping up to say safe every time, So I'm not exactly, I don't know. I know we are into some stuff. We into something. All right. Jamila said Eric Hale just did a video where he found the 77-7. He had a dream. Yeah, and that's the thing about it. Like, this came up all sevens. Thanksgiving came up all sevens. From Thanksgiving to, from the eclipse to Thanksgiving came up all sevens, and it was literally like, wow. How was, like, especially when I was chasing after concepts. You get what I'm saying? Where I ended up, I shouldn't have been. You know what I'm saying? And it shouldn't have had symmetry when I got there, right? It should have been random, right? That's what a random sample means, you know? So yeah. Yeah. Oh. Okay, I'm glad you said those words, Jamila. Sacrifice. Yeah. I don't know who, I don't know where, I don't know what. But yeah, that's the only way. And from what I could tell, like that's the only way this ends. You get what I'm saying? That and the I hear you, Father. Ooh, that confirmed it. Y'all hear that over there randomly? That confirmed I gotta say it. I'm ooh, and it was 3544 when I opened my eyes. I gotta say it. Ooh, a resurrection. A resurrection. I don't know where, I don't know how, I don't know when, but at that point, it looks like that's what will be seen. Some type of resurrection. Like sacrifice and resurrection. And I only say that because did y'all see the weird like I was reading what book? I was reading some book. Can't think. Y'all see I really, really can't think. I'm holding on like with everything to keep on talking. But somewhere it said, you know, they led these people astray and told them that that those people were telling people that the resurrection had already occurred, and it led them to stray in error, right? Now, mind you, I know the church has some logical explanation for the Bible flat out saying the resurrection has not happened yet. You know, I've always felt like I know there's some logical explanation. But I'm letting y'all know that God has been putting in my heart somebody coming back. And I'm praying it ain't Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? I'm praying it ain't something like that. But somebody coming back. You know, well, I know it better not be Martin Luther King. It looked like they killed him to solidify the resurrection of whatever they're doing. Because he had all the dimensions of Moses, right? So if they're replaying the biblical script of sacrifice and martyrs, because that's what it looks like they're using time in history to give different people attributes to sacrifice those people in the name of the person that they've, you know, like if you got a blue man, you know what I mean? It's like they named that blue man this person's name to double mockery it or to double destroy it. That's what it looks like. And I'm sorry, I don't want to tell y'all that, but y'all heard all there was a pop over there was a thing here, it was a lot that happened at that moment to say, you know, God was in my head saying, tell him. I said it. Yes, say it. He said it. That don't be surprised if someone rises or has already rose. But no, God, I heard you, Father. God even said that whoever this person is has to make themselves known. It is written. They have to make themselves known because it's part of coming out the closet as a necromancer. You get what I'm saying? It's kind of like you can't be gay and still be in the closet. You get what I'm saying? And expect to have a full, loving life, right? This person that is not okay or is from far, long ago or is about to be resurrected or have maybe already been resurrected, is just about to show himself. I don't know. But there is someone, God has shown me it. It is someone that has to come out of the closet about their lifespan. It's real talk. I know this sounds, y'all, I'm in my right mind in here. I'm just obedient. So in my right mind, I'm going, I cannot believe I'm saying this. But by the obedience of God, that's what he said, say. Let it be known that a resurrection is going to happen. And I have a feeling that many people will be resurrected with him, or something will happen to denote making him okay with being resurrected, or making us okay with him being resurrected. Something's going to happen. I'm not exactly sure. Or it might just be some old Walking Dead stuff. That's what the Bible calls for too in Isaiah 26. But I'm letting y'all know a resurrection has to happen. I just don't know if it's like a lot of people or one person. But I really feel in my soul that this person got to come out the closet. That's part of the deal, like as it relates to the book of Job, and how, God said you can up until this point. Like they put contracts on certain things, right? And I feel in my soul that part of a bug just hit the window. In my soul, I could say it confidently. More stuff happened here. Come on. I feel it in my soul that this person has to come clean and actually reveal themselves. I feel it in my soul. I don't know, I don't know who that is. I don't even really know what I'm talking about. But I know it is written, and God said he doesn't waste a word. What's going on around here? God said he doesn't waste a word. Hallelujah. Something else went off over there, y'all. Praise God. I don't know what's going on, but I do know what's going on. My God is speaking up. He's speaking up in the midst of our iniquities and whatever else we are. He speaks up for us. He loves us so much. And, his grace is just can't be measured, He really does wish that not one of us perish. That's so beautiful, you know? So, pray. Pray so that they might become prey. I hear him saying pray. Pray. Evaluate your heart. Evaluate your mind. Evaluate your, get square with your heart about how you feel about him. Get square, And I'm letting y'all know, y'all know how I feel. Y'all, I'm trifling, no good, nothing, lower than whatever. So, I still love God though. You could tell me I'm going to heaven, then I say I feel bad for the devil, because what else I'm doing? I'm being tortured forever. I might as well worship God every single day while in torture. Might as well, right? So, get square. So I'm trying to say that if you feel uncertain about your path and where you're at, get square with how you feel about God. Because he's about to get square on how he feels about us. You know what I mean? He's being ministered to day and night for what he's about to have to do, I'm giving you all of this from his heart, like I feel his heart right now. And I just feel him saying, he said like three things just then. It was choose this day whom you shall serve. And what was the other one you said, Father? Allow your heart to be true. Be honest. Be honest within your heart. And that's gonna be the thing. You know what I mean? I hope I'm saying that right. I'm not exactly sure, so we'll come back to that. But um, it's somber. You know, this is a somber moment. Uh, I can't believe this is where we are, but God ordained it. You know, this was the trying of our hearts. That's one of the things that he was putting in my heart to tell you guys, is that this has been the battlefield. This has been the battleground. This is where we're all being proven and chosen, and yeah, just proven and chosen, you know. It's not much time left, y'all. Soon we'll be recognizing what it means to be it is finished. Um, if I'm telling the truth, we have probably 30 days or so. What's today's date? The 11th? Yeah, we got about 33, wow, about 33 days left till the eclipse. Uh, and 7 days. I'm trying to conceptualize all the stuff that I'm seeing. And it's all coming at me so fast to where I don't even know how to blurt it to you. But it's a feeling of, I guess if I could explain the feeling, it would be accountability, but it is finished kind of way. Like, where you're gonna be is where you're gonna be. What it is what it is. Like I can't even explain it. Like, the image I'm getting is, picture the aftermath of a massacre, and you're watching and picking up the pieces, or the aftermath of this fire, and how after you're picking up the pieces, but because it's already been ordered, it's as if it's happening now instead of then. You get what I'm saying? It's the feeling of, it's been ordered, it's done, it's in motion, it is not finished yet, but about to be finished. And that's the way it's almost like a foreshadowing of how we're about to feel, is how I feel. And it hasn't been good, guys. You know, it hasn't been good. It's been picture if you no desire for anything, you know, just picture if anything, including eating, anything, just none. That's how I've been feeling, to where it's been hard to move. You can't move when you don't want nothing. You know what I mean? It's hard. You only move for other people when you don't want nothing. You know what I mean? So that's, pray for me. I'm telling you guys that, so y'all pray for me. I need to feel something. I don't feel anything. And the only things that's getting me out of bed every day right now is Rozzy and Job. Like, you know, make Job some food, make Rozzy some food, clean up the living room. But as it relates to anything else, I haven't felt anything in a long time. And I'm just asking for prayer about that. And that's that, you know, only things I do feel is God. Like, you know what I mean? Like, once God takes me down a rabbit hole, I have feelings again. But if I'm not down a rabbit hole with God, I'm just kind of here. So pray for me. That's a hard life to be living right now. It makes me want to cry. Because then a part of you like, are you lazy? No, I'm not lazy because I'm doing all the stuff. Look, I was beautiful. Look, I was beautiful. But I'm doing all the stuff. But just with no, like, it's just by obligation. But this is some heavy stuff I'm dropping on y'all. So think about the things I just said, you believed. You probably feel the same way too. You know what I mean? So don't, I don't know. I'm just trying not to beat myself too far into the ground, but I'm just tired, I think. I think I'm just tired. Let's see what you're saying. I love you too, Sister Jamila. I think one of the 4 tetrad blue moons landed on my birthday too. Girl, it's been crazy seeing how much stuff has been in geometric alignment. Like, it's the goo you were talking about. You know what I mean? Remember the electromagnetic field you were talking about? And I was calling it the goo. Like, that's the way God shows it to me. But, or, you know, they show sometimes where something will be, you could be holding something going like this, and something will work its way all the way around, even though you never broke the connection, and it'll, work its way through. And it blows my mind how much of our lives and how much of this system is set up on that symmetry, geometry, geometric understandings. That's what I'm finding out about these birthdays and things. Certain dates are just brands, right? That's deep, right? My date is a brand. My birthday is a brand. And whatever they are branded as, I don't know when your birthday is, love, but feel free to check this out. Whatever day your birthday lands on, look at what happened in history and time. And then if your birthday was known for that day, something about your life will represent the same thing as the day that it was known for. You get what I'm saying? So we saw that back when we saw 9/11 in the Bible. It was like, that's what that was called. That was called 9/11. You know what I mean? So it happening here again would be it being called destruction. You get what I'm saying? So even if it don't happen on 9/11, it's still called destruction, if that makes sense. So yeah, it blows my mind. So I'm with you. It just blows my mind too. All right, let's see. Post trip catching away. And you know what? And I'm regarding. I'm glad you said something about that. Regarding the rapture, I've always said, if a people are raptured away that day, God always said you're going to be surprised about who it is. You know, the Bible speaks continually of the evil being removed from the earth at that time. But cognitive dissonance, Catholic Church, although, just all these different things, public perception, being, you can't say certain things if it's connected with a certain other thing. But I'm going to tell you this over and over again. The Bible does talk about a rapture, but it's of the wicked. It was never of the good. Actually, the good inherit the earth. That's the real thing, is the good people actually endure and inherit a new heaven and a new earth. That's biblical. And it's biblical that some people are taken away, but they weren't good. According to the Bible. I'm just giving you what the Bible says, like it is, the wicked will be removed from the earth on that day. Go look up the words on that day, like as as words together. You'll see it's a lot of that kind of stuff where they adulterated it, you know what I mean? One of the things I'm proud of is that I've gotten to a place where I genuinely can read the words on that Bible now. Because I tell you, there's so many cognitive dissonances set up where, you know what I mean, to where if you don't read, like go back line upon line, precept upon precept, you'll be thinking something that was not his intent, like as it related to speaking in tongues. He don't want people speaking in tongues. Yes, I said it. But look, I could get in trouble for saying it, but the Bible itself says it. Wait, was it Matthew? No, it's like the Philippians. Like Paul says it so many times. I wish that you prophesy if you're going to do something. When I was a child, I got rid of these childish things. And you get what I'm saying? But we then have to, someone else's saving face, like, I speak tongues in front of whatever, whatever. So now, in order for that person not to be angry with me, I then have to back up and say, well, maybe he meant this. No, the word says Babel. That's what the word says. So we can't deny it. Look, if I'm, I ain't gonna say it, but I was about to say it. But you get what we all just gotta own our stuff, own our stuff, So that's one of them. So I don't know, as it relates to the rapture, like I said, if we're going biblical, united around the tenets, there is one. It just was the wicked people getting kicked out. Yeah. I'm glad you said something about that too. You said something about Project Bluebeam. Here's how I want to encourage you all as it relates to Project Bluebeam. Because we know that's them beaming a message from your God into your head, or from a God, or from an alien, right? Into your head. Here's how you protect yourself from such things. Get to know your God, right? Get to know your God and his nature, okay? Meaning, how do I put this? Like, if you know without a shadow of a doubt that, okay, I got an example. That movie that just came out, horrible. Hated that movie. Knock at the cabin door or something. Hated it. I thought I was gonna like it. Hated it. Oh, they're disrespectful. Just stupid movie. I hated that movie. I was yelling at the movie in an arrogant manner the entire time, because I hate people lie on my God. You get what I'm saying? But I know my God. So I'm mad because they lying on my God. You get what I'm saying? So they make it seem so biblical, right? You have been judged, right? That if you don't kill this person, all these people are going to die. If you know your Bible says God desires obedience over sacrifice. Like little things like that. Like your God is not, like your God says, if you kill by the sword, then you will die by the sword. So you see how off that movie is, because they come in with swords, they killing their own friend. What if they never killed their friend? What if they decided to just go into captivity? Everybody together holding hands, crying and singing Kumbaya, right? But no, they made it about they had to finish this sacrifice, right? So that the world didn't end, right? Which that blows my mind, because you see in the end it sacrificed somebody from the LGBT community. Interesting. I told y'all the other day that God said they was gonna do that. God said that. Okay. So so where I'm trying to go with that is that the way you block against messages from an outside source is by connecting to the nature of your God, right? Connect to the nature of your God. What do I mean? My God is all good, all love, all forgiveness, all justice, all righteousness, all. That word all means all. So it's not, he ain't sometimey with me. You get what I'm saying? So he's never going to do anything against his nature. So, like I told you guys, I can hear the adversary's voice too, right? And I told y'all that, these exorcists and stuff been lying. Everybody can hear the devil. Everybody can. The devil can hear you too, flat out. It's the truth. Or all those thoughts are yours. You get what I'm saying? Let's be honest. Um, so, with that being said, the way you are able to say, get back, Satan, get thee behind me, Satan, is because you know your God's voice. You get what I'm saying? It's because you know his nature. That's the voice they're talking about. Your God is not going to have you sacrifice yourself or anyone else if you serve the God I serve, right? Especially the one who created forgiveness, love, right? Come on. That's his nature. So when, they come up against us with these weapons and things like that, trying to say what we should and should not do, that's why you got to be grounded in the nature of God. So that when they are putting out frequencies or whatever they're doing to try to lead us astray, it won't, you won't be. You can't be. You can't be. I'll be honest. You can't, not like that. I could be led astray, but not like that. It's literally like, I know at that point, what's that with somebody's kids covered their nakedness. That's what you do then. As a child, you then go, it was my fault. You know what I mean? That was me. God didn't put me in that position. I failed the mission. That's what we do. We cover God because he's that good. And we don't know what his plan, like we know his plan is super good, but we also know it's super strategic. And we also know there's casualties along the way. And I'm not going to fault him for him, even if the casualty is me. Because he's been that good. So it's deep. It's deep, y'all. It's deep out here. Okay, Sleepy Joe's UN mandate speech of snakebite, his podium said, the battle for America's soul. Oh, that poor man. Oh, that poor man. That po thing. I can't even call him a man. I gotta call him a thing. Like, because I don't think they're men. I think that we're looking at Dracula's people. All of them. Not just him either. They're all in on it. So if you think somebody ain't in on it, they all in on it. Go ahead and start looking up some of these people's heights. Go look up some of their heights. They Nephilim. Flat out. Y'all know we ain't getting tall no more in the community. It just seems to be that there is a shift of height has happened. Okay, that's all I gotta say about that. Is that that poem, that thing, those things, those things, ain't it like watching a nerd pull off a caper where you feel bad for the little nerd because he's so uncool with it. You get what I'm saying? Just stupid with it, where you, not to sound so bad, where you just be like, so that's how I feel most of the time when it comes to him. And at this point, I'm considering us more idiotic than them. I know that sounds bad. Don't it sound bad, y'all? I'm sorry. But I do. At this point, they're actors. They never lied about who they were. Like, that's their federal title. Like, no, they're, like, you might be an engineer or a nurse or a marketer. Well, their actual title is actor. So I'm mad at us for letting it go down like this for so long, but I think that's another reason why I'm probably at this point. So of getting to the point of going, because it's like, there ain't nobody, I get why the movie Tyrone is the way it is, because there ain't nobody to blame but us. Nobody. Not one of them can we blame but our own selves. Especially when they've kept so to the strategy of the Bible and listen to this, the word occultation. Look at what that word means. right? It's the word occult and then tation. Put those two words. Now, tation means to act or do. We know what the word occult means. Put them together, now they mean eclipse? What's up, dudes? Dudes. How do we, like, apart? They meant something, but you put them together and it means eclipse. Or it might means the day that they do their occultation. The occult does, because that's what tation is the act of doing something. It would be the day the occult does something. By truth, right? So it's just, you see where I'm at? Pray for me, y'all. Pray for your girl. Pray for your girl. I feel like somebody told me Santa Claus wasn't real or something. You get what I'm saying? You know that feeling where it's like, are we waiting on Christmas? I mean, Santa ain't real. So are we waiting though on Christmas? What are we waiting for? Like Thanksgiving? When we all get together? And so I'm ready for this. Pray for me. Pray that I get a reprieve of some type of life function. Because I'm getting to the point where I'm like, y'all know I'm trying to stay away from dates. But I am at the point where I'm like, But the bad part is all the other dates would have been for nothing. This would be the date God told us about. Before, God gave us a date. We then start researching and 1,260, 1,290, turn it upside down, 12 days, 12 tribes, 144,000 in a tribe. We went all around the corner, but every Thanksgiving, it's like we be brought back to God said Thanksgiving. That's what God said. In my dream. Right? Because remember, I ain't know 26 days later from the day I had the dream was Thanksgiving. Until I did the video and went, oh, that's Thanksgiving. So we're coming back around to it again. And, and I think it's important for us to stay vigilant this time of year. Especially with this one in particular, having an eclipse nobody talking about. The other one didn't have an eclipse. It had that tetrad moon, that first big moon. But this one now has an eclipse connected to it. So it's worth taking a look at. And now look at that. Okay, Heartland, you're doing it again, my love. The X. Okay, come on, let's pay attention. Listen to this. X, the social media site. X, the mysterious intro virus in UK that they're preparing for, virus X. The year in Roman numerals is XX111, which is XX I win, right? X, then another X I win. You get what I'm saying? So the number 23 in Roman noodles Roman noodles actually says the same thing again. XX I win. It's just so much to where it's like we got the X that marks the spot. We got it's a lot. Oh, that's another one. Now, what's up with Zuckerberg and Elon? I already told y'all about it. It's the dumbest hip-hop battle I've ever seen in my life. But God said y'all got to know I'm telling the truth if they schedule that fight for August 26th. If they schedule that fight for August 26th, lock your doors, board your windows, and know that they're announcing the day of the pogrom. I said it, and I meant it. I said it, and I meant it. So, but you see where I'm at now? It's literally like, I get why God said it the way he said, if I shall die, then I shall die. If I go in captivity, then I shall go into captivity. Because at this point, this is how, it's like I ain't even hoping that it hurry at this point. I'm more at this point kind of feeling like, why, I don't know. Like, now remember, God didn't do any of this, y'all. This was them. They were enacting a pogrom. God just gonna finish it. You get what I'm saying? But they the ones who started this. You get what I'm saying? So now in the third quarter, because that's where we're at, third quarter, right? 3 quarters. We're in the 75 of their plots, plans, and schemes. It feels like, you watch something just stupid. Like, where you even feel like that movie. This is how it feels right now. Like that movie with Dude, where they blaspheme God in that movie with the dude who played Black Panther. The other movie he was in. Not Black Panther, the other movie he was in. That was a horrible movie. In the end, they blasphemed God. That's how this, like, watching this play out is starting to feel. It's starting to feel yucky around here. We got pedophiles that they're giving, free reign to. They're outwardly dogging a movie about helping children. What, like y'all were ready to give all you had to Haiti. You know what I mean? But a movie that shines light on children being hurt is controversy. How is that even controversy? That should be Calvary. Run in with the Calvary. You get what I'm saying? So it seems like it's like that's how this end is. Oh, it's just like my dream about how something started off as beautiful cherries and then at the end it was this gunk. That's how this time is starting to feel to me. Just pray for me. I can't say pray for me enough, y'all. Pray for me. Pray for your girl. Like, if I got any real, like, y'all know the devil got prayer warriors out there that's praying against me every day, every single day. Did you notice every single person who God we know called, and then they failed with some type of heart problem? Y'all, why my heart been hurting? Real talk. I just ain't went to the hospital yet. Real talk, Pastor Darby, all of them. Go look. They all died with some type of weird heart problem. And I'm telling you, when I breathe in, it feel like this part of my body just hurts so bad. I barely could get up and have energy to do anything. I think that's really what it's like. I don't know what's going on. Pray for me. Please pray for your girl. Begging, pray, mass prayer. Because the devil's people ain't stopped praying, or they ain't stopped beaming, or they ain't stopped doing whatever they've been doing. But go back and look. Look at all of the people who were telling the truth. Why they all just out of here with heart problems? All of them. Remember, Pastor Dark was getting his life in order, looking good and everything. What if that's the reason why all of a sudden I'm skinny and can't eat? Because you notice everybody lose weight too. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Let's just pray. Just pray, y'all. Just pray. Okay, I'm sorry. My mind just wandering because there's so much crap going on, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm tired. I'm tired. And God did say, not until every last one of your fellow martyrs had been martyred as you had been martyred. I feel it. I'm just tired. I feel it. But it's like, all because of somebody's ego trip. All because somebody what? Wanted to break out of prison. Like, I know God, like, because this is our prison. Our prison was pretty good. If we could have chilled out and enjoyed the doggone grass between our toes, our prison would have been great. But so it's just I hope y'all understand what I'm trying to say, and please forgive me for being so. Just pray for me, that I get up out the dumps on that area. My friend thinks I may be, however, wait. Okay, praise God. Balance is beautiful, and Libras usually do have great balance. So it says, my friends think I may be, however, I think it's my son. Since 2018, 3 weeks ago, I woke up from a dream, saw DNA strands, group of people. My boy woke up to pee. It was 1:44. You see what I mean? Yep. That's been happening. I got it every time. It's everywhere. I've been catching it everywhere. That last video I did, it was exactly 44 views right when I hung it up. Like right now, we got exactly 4 people watching. You know what I mean? It's like it is a thing. Check Exodus 3:16. I read it in my Swedish Bible and I dropped my jaw. The words not the same, and now you say resurrection. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah. Go look at Exodus what is it? Exodus I think 9, because that proves, they've already made it to where legally they can kill the firstborn. They're there this year. Y'all know that, right? Go look at the history of it. It's legal at this point, right? They can institute the draft. So whenever they can institute the draft, then that means they can reach into your household and do what they got to do. So it's I want every, like, how you come out the gate swinging. Back 3 years ago I was like, yeah, it's this day for sure, I'm sure. Now I'm to the point where I'm like, but it looked like, like now we've gotten to the place where I don't see any more barriers in there. Matter of fact, hey y'all, is there any more barriers left in their contract? We let's look at it, because it looks like there's no more barriers. The sovereignty has been removed, right? The UN can come into America. The daily sacrifice has been canceled. Okay, sovereignty removed. That's the trampling over the sanctuary. Okay, so they can do that whenever they want. They ain't done it yet, but they can, right? Because the sovereignty has been removed. The daily sacrifice has been canceled. What was the other ones, y'all? The holy people have been fully corrupt. Holy, like if the bloodline of black that made it here, I don't know. We can't say all of them were Africans. If that bloodline of black that made it here, there's a lot of bad stuff going on in the community. There was a pair of blood shoes on the market, right? Lucifer, little Verzi X or something like that. You get what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say that those people's will have been totally broken. Let's see. At this point, it really does look like all of the contracts. The mark of the beast has been deployed. All of the contracts. The woman is in the wilderness. How did I get here? I don't even know. You know what I mean? It's like, I can understand if I was one of those people who had, like, how people get really crazy about Mickey Mouse and they cover their houses in Mickey Mouse. No, I moved here on some real live, ain't got nothing. God said you have to. This was step on every single lily pad, and he removed everything out the way, where that was the only way I could go. You get what I'm saying? I daydream about selling the land several times, but God said no. So with that being said, I don't see any more barriers to this contract. Like, if this is the end times and all those prophecies from the Bible were real, then all of them, I can't think of one that hasn't been accomplished. We're at war. Scarcity is here. Can you think of one? Like, we know the Revelations 12 sign happened already. We know, like, I can't think of, I can't think of one. So let me know if y'all can. But by extrapolation, yeah, this gotta be it. This gotta be it. And if not, I tell you this: if 2026 come, I'm closing my eyes to all of this, and I'm buying a vineyard, and or better yet, I'm selling the land, and I'm gonna live in a car and just travel from place to place and squander like all of my inheritance, like all of my kids' inheritance. I'm gonna squander it. If 2026 comes, I'm selling land for an exorbitant amount, and I'm gonna find me an island somewhere and just for once relax. Do y'all know how long it's been since I've read? Like, Rosie's gone today, and I keep trying. Like, right now, my front yard looks a mess. It does, because we're trying to build the she shed. But, you know, that man worked 15 hours days, and it's hot as heck. So the yard looks a mess. But I live in a rural area. Why am I terrified that my yard looks a mess, like somebody's going to do something to me because of it? What is up with that? Like, I'm so tired and done of, like, I want guilt-free relaxation. You know what I mean? Just guilt-free, like, I don't know. So, yeah, pray for you, girl. It's a lot. It's a lot. I don't know what's really going on here. I don't know. I know that it's demonic. I know that it's following a Bible script. I know all of the things that, you know, the falling away, all the things that maybe they haven't. No, they offered us up. Technically, they offered us up back with COVID, or I would still be working at Applewood Centers, you know. um so yeah, i I can't think of anything. I hope you guys let me know of something, but that tells me it's time any minute now. Hold on, help me understand exactly what you're saying, love. Homestead said, it will be within us. Ascension to heaven is the kingdom within, not in this 3D physical realm. Ignore the demons. Help me understand, what are you saying there? Are you saying, what is it? What is the it in the statement there that says it'll be within us? What is the it? Then it says ascension to heaven. We're going to ascend to heaven with inside. I'm not exactly sure. So just help me with what exactly you were saying. Uh, it says mRNA, destruction of the third temple. We are the church. Our body is the temple of Christ. Okay, and that's important for you guys to know. This has all happened on several different dimensions. Every word that was uttered is happening on every level of that word being uttered. So yes, in messenger RNA, yes, if there was a song that said messenger RNA, but they meant something else, it's still all gonna come together on all different levels. God doesn't miss a beat. So I just want you guys to know, this isn't a one-way kind of thing. You know, there is a real armed forces coming against the city. There's a real armed forces coming against us within inside of us. So don't denote that, nor will I let anyone denote that. So I disagree with Heartland right there if that's the case. There is a armed force coming against the city. Flat out. There is a strong wind going to be uh, enacted over the city. The Bible says it, you know. But also those other levels, like let's say you ain't in the city. Let's say you're needing to be proved, like I'm being proved outside of the city. The things related to those words are still going to match up within my life, just like it's going to match up within the person's life that's in the city. But they, like, for instance, we talked about this before, 3 years ago when all this was going on. You know, Faithful and I were like, we have been blessed for this thing. That's crazy that it was 4 years ago, because like back then there was fires. Like I think it was like a third of the earth was on fire, people's houses in floods, like all kinds of stuff was happening. And me and Faithful looked at each other and said, oh, the tribulation is going on. It just ain't happening to us yet. So there's people really out there right now who lost their homes, who rivers swept away their house and their children. There's people really starving because of drought and famine and war. And they're not doing fake war. I mean, they may be coming against the wrong people, but they are killing those people. You know what I mean? So I just want to say, I'm saying that so you don't sit complacent. No one can sit complacent, especially if you're in a city. Real talk. I'm sorry, that stands. If you're in a city, it's a physical force that is coming against the city. God said it over and over and over again. And that's the one place in the Bible that I did not see him contradict once. He said somebody from the north is coming against the people in every single book of the Bible. Every single one. Every single one. Jeremiah. I don't care who. Isaiah. I don't care which prophet it was. They have all been talking about this same event of a Northman at the last days coming against a people that don't know they're a people. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I don't know exactly what you were speaking about, my love, but I do want to let y'all know it's on all levels. Don't be complacent in thinking that this is just an internal battle. Yes, don't get me wrong. Yeah, so the people that took the shot, yeah, they after your soul. Run after God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all of who you are. But there's real people dealing with real catastrophe. There's children. Man, this whole children thing is blowing my mind too. Like, you thought slavery was something. We're talking about the sexual trafficking of children. Like, put me in the field. I'll gladly work to free a child. I would. I'd gladly work to free a child. That's crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's making slavery nothing. Every day that it goes on, and I've seen these children with my own eyes. Remember I told y'all about being in Cancun, and I almost went to jail because I couldn't control myself for looking at what I was seeing, and nobody was doing nothing. And I was yelling like that in the middle of Cancun, like, y'all see this Cancun child? You know what I'm saying? So, there's a lot of people going through a lot of stuff. There's a lot of people going through a lot of stuff. And it's going to be, I think we're all going to face the test in our own way. Because God, he ain't wasting nothing. All right. Let me see. Yep. Yeah. And you know what? But also, I want to say, I want y'all to know this. As it relates to the mark of the beast, I'm going to be the first to say it because I ain't never been scared. Never. Nowhere in the Bible does it say you're guaranteed destruction. Flat out. Just let that be known. Okay? Like, don't get me wrong. It says in the Bible that you will share in the lake of fire those that took the mark of the beast, right? But it does not say nothing about guaranteed destruction, right? So I'm going to let you know, if you did take that shot, how about you let your test be to see if you can run after God with all of your might, all of your mind, all of your soul, all that you are, right? And then stay running after him as a penance for what you've done. But I'm not going to put you in hell. I don't got a hell or a heaven to put you in. I don't have one at all. And I know my God too. If that's the case, we all doomed.